Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chanel B. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, babe. Okay, listen y'all, it has been a while since we did a chill Sunday girl talk together. I'm feeling refreshed. There is a lot that happened in my personal life. I just need you to just take some time away, just to reflect and to get back to my why, right? So I'm gonna do this chill Sunday a little different. I just had a whole entire day of filming. I probably look really tired and really fatigued, but I'm still pushing. I want to get this video done, but I want to get it done as well as I want to cook and make me some food. So I don't know if you guys are following me over on Instagram. If you're not, you need to go ahead and follow me. My Instagram name is IamChanel_B. So that's IamChanel_B, where I just update all my followers there much sooner than I do over here. Over there, they know that I am not like the best cook. Like cooking is actually not my thing. Today, I want to talk about something, and this is going to be for my girls and my guys, because it can happen to both. Something called love bombing, right? So y'all, I never really knew what love bombing was until I watched like a few videos on it, and I was like, that has happened to me so many times, on more than one occasion, or more than two, more than three. It has happened to me almost too much, okay? And it's just recently happened to me about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I had a little blast from the past, and it was definitely a love bomb situation. And I just want to talk to my girls and my guys, my kings and my queens about it, because I don't know if everybody really knows what it is, how you can spot it, and what you should do if you're in a situation where you're being love bombed. So guys, I would love to get to 300 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the thumbs up if you're hearing something that you like. But guys, today we are not gonna sit here and we're gonna chill. We're gonna actually go to the kitchen and we're going to do a little bit of cooking, because y'all, I am starving and I'm on my last leg and I don't want to leave y'all hanging, but I do want to get this video out. So come on, go with me to the kitchen. Y'all, the way I just ate them potato chips, no. The way I just ate those Cheetos, yeah, baby is starving like mother. So what I want to do is I want to try to make a Chipotle bowl, right? I wanted to go to Chipotle, but by the time I decided on this, it was already like rush hour, and I was like, I ain't about to do that. But I need to clean the chicken. And I actually need to cook the chicken first before anything else. So I'm about to clean this real quick and I'm about to set y'all up. I want to actually start off by giving you the definition of what it says online about love bombing, and then I'm going to tell you about my own personal kind of definition of love bombing. So it says love bombing is an attempt to influence a person by demonstrations of attention and affection. It can be used in different ways and for either positive or negative purposes. Psychologists have identified love bombing as a possible part of a cycle of abuse and have warned against it. Yeah. Let's just talk about how love bombing happens when someone goes overboard with attention and affection, right? And I love the definition says it's an attempt to influence someone, right? So that attempt to influence someone is you, like whoever is the perpetrator, and then you have the person who's on the receiving end, right? So the person is giving you all of this attention and affection. They're calling you a lot, and they're just telling you all these sweet nothings. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, I'm talking about this because as much as I have been studying relationships between men and women, specifically men and women of color, and how we love and our love languages and things like that, especially since I've been studying this for like not so long, maybe like a couple months, like I'll say like 6 to 8 months, I'm still fresh out. So you gotta understand, I'm 32 years old. I've been dating since I was like a 14 or 15-year-old girl. So I am completely undoing and relearning everything all over again. So it is going to be a process. So I said all of that to say, even myself, I make mistakes, and I did just a couple weeks ago, which is why I'm talking to you guys about this today. A blast from the past, which makes it a little, a more unique situation, but not completely like off, right? So this was a guy who I was in love with since I was a child. I wouldn't say like in love like that, but you know, like puppy love, that's what I mean. So when I say love, I want y'all to know it's not like human adult love, really. It's more like puppy love. But you can get them two mixed up, because that's like, you know, that's like somebody being in love versus being in lust. Those lines start to blur and they can look extremely similar, and not a lot of people even know that. Lust and love, the lines can be blurred and they can look similar in a lot of different ways. But anyways, I digress. I believe love bombing is a negative trait. I mean, it's because there's nothing good that comes out of moving that fast, unless you already kind of sort of know the person. And even if you do kind of sort of know the person, you still have to move at like a more healthy pace, right? I'm going to use my situation as like a means of us learning today. So you still need to ensure that you're moving at a constant pace. And that was the mistake that I made. I made the mistake of, because I knew the guy, right? And I wasn't wrong, because according to research, and I did research, the person, if you meet someone at 12, I think the age was 12 years old. If you meet someone at 12 years old, right, a lot of their personality and how they are has already developed. So they're not going to change much after that, unless something catastrophic happens to them, right? Unless some mental illness come over them or something, right? But for the most part, the person who you meet at 12 years old is a lot of who you're going to get at 32. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know that, but it's the God honest truth. A lot of their personality traits, I won't say all of them, but a lot of their personality traits are going to remain the same. Love bombing is like when somebody is doing the most really, really early. So they're telling you all these sweet nothings. They send you flowers every day. They send you lunch every day. They call you all throughout the day, and just like, you know, they're just pressing. And it can become confusing, because it's like, ooh, like, especially if it's a guy that you're attracted to. If it's a guy that you're not attracted to, you'll be like turned off really, really easy. You'll be like, this ain't gonna work. Cutting them off. But if it's somebody who you're really attracted to, you're like, this is a little, you're thinking in your head like, this is a little much and this is a little fast, but I mean, I'm gonna see what it's hitting for. So that was something that I did, and in the end I paid for it, right? So when you have someone who love bombs you and give you all this attention and affection very early on, so when I say attention and affection, you don't necessarily have to see those people in person, right? You could give attention and affection through the phone, through conversations, through FaceTime, through sending gifts and stuff, and then we're gonna get into that too. That is a means of affection and attention, right? So this is a red flag for so many reasons. And let me go ahead and wash this chicken while I got you guys here. First of all, I really don't even know how to clean chicken like that, but I do. I seen my mama do it a few times, so y'all better not be judging. No judge zone here. I'm not a chef. I already told y'all my situation. I feel like dinner about to be good tonight. Like, ain't no more tuna sandwiches tonight. I ain't have no tuna sandwich. I don't want no prepackaged salad. I don't want none of that. These are some signs I feel that I wrote down, are some telltale signs that you are in a situation where you're being love bombed, right? They are giving you lots of gifts. So they're showering you with gifts. Okay, so let's say for instance, you guys, they're not showering you with gifts, okay? What they can be doing is talking to you about gifts they want to buy, or about like expensive restaurants they want to take you to. That could be a part of the love bombing, right? Because like I said, you don't have to necessarily see someone face to face to give them so much attention and affection, right? So they can be giving you gifts or talking about doing a whole bunch of like fancy things for you so soon, so early on. They introduce you to people who are extremely important to them, but they do it too soon, too fast, right? Love bombing. Y'all, when I tell you, I'm thinking about like the last guy who like proposed to me. Y'all, I think I met his mama in the first week of us dating or the second week. Y'all, I was young. I ain't know no better. I'm learning. I'm still learning. But y'all, yeah, that's a lie. Also, I have here noted that they want to move in with you. Like they try to do little stuff like moving in with you. So like if you start inviting them to your house, they start leaving little things behind without like asking for your permission and just like doing the most. Like they say, I love you too soon, right? And let me tell you something. I had this situation a couple weeks ago where I actually, and I shouldn't have done that because guys get really weirded out about stuff like that when you say you love him. And I've never done that before, but I felt something in my spirit to say that to the guy because I feel like the conversation we had, he's either dealt with something in his past. It was something funny. I'm trying not to give it away without giving it away, but the conversation that we had, it was circled around sex, right? But what I know of him, the little bit that I know of him, I felt like as adults we can like have like a moment where he just come out and be honest, because I really felt like as a child somebody had did something to him to make him feel that strongly about sex. So for example, not to put his business out there, but to give you an example, usually when guys are that super promiscuous and want to have sex with you, like, and want to have sex with everybody or anybody who they get with, right? So soon, so quickly, usually that's an indication that they had something, they've been promiscuous for a very long time at an unhealthy age, right? Or something happened to them to make them put all their emphasis on sex in that way, right? So I felt like I wanted to tell the guy like, hey, like, I loved you since I was a child. Like, not that I'm in love with him now at all, not at all. But like I've loved you since you were a child. Like, if you want to say something to me, if you want to open up to me about something, or you want to just talk and discuss some things about maybe something that you went through, like, I'm here for you. Like, child, I think I said that and it took the boy down a rabbit hole. And child, let's just say, ladies, that's just something that I normally don't do, but I would highly recommend don't do that with guys, because some guys are not mature enough to understand, like, okay, she's loved me since we were in school. Not that she's really in love with me like that now, but some people take it the wrong way, right? Instead of it being a moment of vulnerability, they take it as something else. Let's talk about how that situation can pretty much show you what a person is about. So a lot of times, I wrote this down too, a lot of times when someone is love bombing you, so they're coming to you really quickly, I noticed that it's someone who has just recently got out of a relationship. So when you're in a relationship, there's a routine. You call the person in the morning, you call them in the afternoon, you call them at night, you're on the phone with them at night. Like, there's a routine that you have with the person, and you want to keep up the momentum of that routine. Not necessarily, ooh, that's an ant. Not necessarily that you love that person so much, but because you miss that routine of what you used to do with that old person, you try and mimic those same activities. So you try to be on the phone, you try to go on all these dates, you try to go on trips so early, so soon. It's just a lot of things you try to do at given time, and it just never seems to work out. Normally when you are with someone who is love bombing, that means they have a history of like unstable, maybe abusive, or highly conflictual relationships, and that doesn't necessarily mean with the opposite sex. Ooh, drop the bomb right there. Yep, that means they could have had a conflictual relationship with their father, with their mother, with a grandparent, with the uncle, with the aunt. They could have had an abusive relationship from a mother, whether that be verbally, physically, you know what I'm saying, mentally. That's usually the person. Also a person who is a I hate saying that word, but somebody who has a narcissist kind of personality, right? All about them, all about self gratification, not really taking into someone else's consideration, but also an anxious attachment style. So they have anxiety about getting attached to you, so they'll find any little thing to kind of like, you know, break things off with you. But somebody who's very anxious can also be a love bomber, because they have so much anxiety within them that their anxiety is spilling over and causing them to do too much too soon out of anxiety of being alone, or, you know, being left, or whatever. They give you excessive compliments. Lord have mercy. They say all kind of sweet things to you, y'all, and you know when it's genuine, when it's coming at a right time, and then you know when it's not genuine, y'all. I got pulled and sucked into it because it was from someone who I puppy loved when I was a child. So it felt good to hear those compliments, especially from a man, and not only that, from a man who kind of knows me. He knows me, right? Like I said, I just want to tell you, although love bombing is going to put you in this state of euphoria, right? Like, you're going to feel like you're floating on cloud nine. You're going to feel like you're almost in love, right? Love, aka love bombing. You're going to feel like you're in love. Now let's talk about what you should do if you are with someone right now, or you're seeing someone and they're doing that to you right now and you actually like them. So the reason I say and you actually like them is because most of the time when you are not interested in a guy and they're love bombing you like that, you have absolutely no problem dropping them. And that's exactly what happened to me a couple weeks ago. The person really wasn't into me like that. I can tell, because one thing I know about a man is that, and I don't know much about a man, one thing I know about a man is anytime a man, when I heard this man say, when a man loves something, like, he takes care of it. So think about like a car, like a man taking care of his car, or a man who loves his dog or something like that. Like, men take care of things that they love and they desire. And I can kind of tell that because this guy never really took care of me or looked after me, even when I was a little girl, even when I was a child, the way he mishandled me then was almost identical to how he handled me now. The only difference is I'm a little more vocal than I was before. So when he said something I didn't like, or I was trying to figure out, what was just so confusing to me at the moment, I kind of like lashed out, and I spoke up, and I said some things. But one thing is that you always know, and this is just a maturity thing, and this is just a love thing. When you actually care about somebody, you handle them in love, and you handle them lightly. So even if the person that you are dealing with is like kind of flipping out and they don't understand what's going on, so they're going in. You have the power to influence that situation, right? If you really care about that person, you know that person cares about you as well. You have the power to influence that situation. Say, hey, you know what? Let's take a moment. Let's take a break. Let's reconvene tomorrow. I really want to talk about this when we're much level-headed. I think emotions are high. Let's try it again tomorrow. When someone handles you like that, that is a keeper, guys. Like, for my girls and my guys, like, that is a keeper. First of all, not only are they emotionally intelligent, but they are extremely patient. And you do need patience. Like, when you go to the Bible and it talks about what love is patient, love is kind. Like, love really is patient when you think about it. So this person was not super patient with me, even when I was just like all over the place. And then not only that, you know when somebody's intentions are good. Like, you know, even when you have a woman or a man who is just like lashing out, they're expressing themselves and whatnot, and you hear them talk, and they're upset and they're angry, you already know that person and you know that the person doesn't mean any harm, right? But if you have someone, okay, so for example, if you have someone who is, let's say for instance, a boyfriend or somebody who you're just dating or getting to know, you can kind of tell when someone is a good person, even when they're expressing themselves and they're not doing it in the best way. You know when it's coming from a good place, right? So I said all that to say, ladies and gentlemen, like if someone wants to leave you alone after if someone wants to leave you alone, let them leave you alone. That is very hard for me because I don't like letting people go. I don't believe in burning bridges because I always feel like the people that you meet, they can circle back around and you will always think about how the relationship last ended. So I don't believe in burning bridges, but if someone wants to go, let them go. Do not hold on to them. That is something that I'm still learning. And so we talked about what it is, what it meant for me in my situation, who loves bomb, like the type of person who loves bomb, and what are some examples of love bombing. So now we're gonna talk about what we need to do when we are in a situation where we're being love bombed. This whole cooking situation, like y'all don't even understand. Like I'm really excited because this is like I'm cooking something. I feel like I'm adulting right now. Okay, so let's talk while this cooks, right? Let's say for instance, you're dating somebody, you kind of feeling them, you think they kind of cute, and okay, so they just start love bombing you left and right? And you thinking to yourself like, like I like him, but he's doing too much. It's a guy that you're really feeling and that you really like. This is what you're gonna do. This is something I should have done in my past situations, but I didn't because the love bombing, I ain't gonna lie, like I said, it feels good as hell in the moment. Let's talk about it. He's doing a little too much too soon. Or you feeling the girl and she's doing too much too soon. What you can do, especially if you're not like super confrontational, it takes you a lot to really get into confrontation. And then when you do get into it, you feel like your whole world is about to crash down. That is me. Y'all, when I sense conflict or something is like not going my way, y'all, I tense the fuck. I tense the fuck. If you have a situation like this, what you can do is a few things. So the first thing I like to do is, if you're not comfortable talking to the person over the phone about it, text them and say, hey, I was just thinking, I'm liking your vibe and I'm really interested in continuing to get to know you, but it does make me feel a bit uncomfortable when you send flowers to my job every day. Around the same time, same color. So, can you maybe not send as many flowers? Can we not meet every day for lunch? Just so I can have some time, continue to have some time to myself and, just that and third. Like little stuff like that, right? So, what you can do is you can text it to them. If you're not feeling super, super confident to say it to them. That works. It gets the job done, right? So what you can do is you feel a little more confident to do it and say it. Some women, like I said, some men they're okay with conflict if it arises, right? So, when you guys talk on the phone, say, hey, I'm really, really liking the vibe. You say the exact same thing. I'm liking the vibe. I do want to continue to know you. Want to continue to get to know you. So can we some things I just want us to dial back on. That's a good word. Some things I want us to just dial back on. And one of those things happens to be the fact that you give me so many compliments. Like I know, you like how I look and stuff, but it does make me feel a little uncomfortable to get so many compliments. And I just don't want to meet your mama because we only been talking for a week or two. All right, so you can say it like that. All right, those are the best ways to handle that, right? So that was a written and that was a verbal communication. However, The fact is, you need to communicate something, okay? After you verbally communicated to them, or you've done a written communication to them, this is what you're gonna do. See how they handle it, see how they take it, right? Some people won't take it that well, right? So I remember the guy was trying to tell me like, hey, remember you said this, and remember I'm just trying to reinforce it and I'm trying to implement it. Well, the problem is we started to reinforce and implement it after I felt like he was seeing things my way. So I thought he was on my side. He was thinking like how I was thinking. He was wanting to try things. And then he like, remind me like, hey, we're just gonna be friends because the second and third is not aligning. Okay. How the person deals with it determines, what you want to do next. Like I said, my situation was a unique situation. So this wasn't a complete stranger to me. This guy is not a complete stranger to me. So even if the conversation had not gone well, I still feel like because of the history, we could have had a much better conversation or came to a better resolve. But another thing, I'm going to keep reiterating this, when someone wants to leave out of your life, let them, because a lot of times that means, and I hate to say it because it's hurtful, it was hurtful to me, but a lot of times when guys want to walk out of your life that soon, that quickly, and vice versa for guys to girls, that means they really, really didn't like you that much to begin with. And that's just the God honest truth. And it's nothing we can do. We're not for everybody. Everybody is entitled. Even if we want someone to keep it 100 with us, people aren't going to keep it 1,000 with us. They won't. They may keep it 50, but they won't never keep it 100 or 1,000. And yeah, so y'all, that is how you deal with that. Communicate. If you like the person. If you don't like the person, then by all means, block, unfollow, cut them off, whatever you feel like you need to do, you can go ahead and do it and you won't really feel no type of way. Or if you're a good person, I feel like nobody deserves to be ghost. Like even if you don't like them like that, nobody really deserves to be ghost because it leaves people in the dark and you don't want to do that. Not when you can clarify things and clear things up. You don't want to do that. So, yeah, so that is my whole little spiel, y'all, on Love Bombing Child. I done told all my business. Sometimes those are the best lessons, when you let people know what's up and you keep it real with people. And I want to keep it real with y'all so that it can be a really good lesson learned and y'all can always remember it. And it can stick in your mind, because I think real life situations stick in people's mind better than some made up fairy tale. Yeah, so guys, if you have experienced love bombing, let me know down below what you've experienced and how you had to ultimately deal with it. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope this video wasn't all over the place, even though I was trying to cook with y'all. And I will see y'all later. Bye.